Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast. We have David Lee with us today. He's chairman and CEO at Iveda, NASDAQ IVDA, if you want to check it out, public company. We're going to have fun today. He has quite the career as an executive. Iveda offers cloud video surveillance technology and has some AI stuff that we're going to discuss about today. This podcast is brought to you by podper.com. If you want to start or scale podcast, monetize a podcast, go to podper.com. It's also brought us to your friends at Qualia. If you want to optimize your brain, optimize your focus, memory, and drive as a busy entrepreneur, it's the new topic that I take. David, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and IVDA.
Thank you, Charles, and thanks for having me. Myself, I'm a Vietnamese immigrant here to the United States at the age of 5 years old, started kindergarten, and the rest is history, right? Went through the American process. I did found Iveda in 2003. Moved into the market as far as getting it into the market in 2005. So IVDA has been around. We've been an evolving company for the past 2 decades. And yes, you are correct. We started our business on the notion of cloud video hosting. And mind you, back in 2005, the cloud was new. It's like what everybody talks about AI today. Bringing data and holding it at a third-party facility and just logging in somewhere and getting everything you need. We were one of the first companies to do so with video. So we took away the boxes, the VHS tapes, the DVRs, hard drives, and we just sent data into the cloud. And that's how we got started. We were one of the first business that hosted data remotely. We actually monitored live video for customers. Instead of paying a human, they paid us to watch live video throughout their properties for $1 rate per hour. So with that business, leads into our probably conversation today of AI is we had staff, Charles, back then, people watching video cameras. Think about that. And we had manual reports based on what we saw, certain activities, objects that hit other things, and abnormalities that would occur. Well, that led the way into automation. All the things that we did all the way up to 2012, 2014 on a more manual method is where machine learning was brought into the big data that Iveda possessed with all the video from our customers and how we manage it. And therefore, the company evolved from a cloud video company into a artificial intelligence software company, leveraging deep learning technology and methodologies back then, evolving and growing to this day. Now we're one of the fastest video search and analytic platforms in the world because of our past experience of human labor trying to make sense of what's going on. So now we have AI making sense of all of that for us.
So security is quite important on a personal level, on a business level. If you've got assets to protect, whether that's your family, employees, or lots of cash in a safe somewhere, or a lot of material to protect. And yes, humans assets that are supposed to guard these prized assets may be asleep sometimes. It's quite boring to watch a screen. You might just be distracted with something. I think these assets should be used to, physically protect, because bots aren't there, physical bots, that is, and it's not legal to have these yet. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, what about the AI concerns, such as governments in China using these to spy on citizens and sort of restrict their freedoms?
Yeah, I could comment on that. No way in comparison for what we do is to the misconceptions for what we do compared to the Chinese and other so-called states like that. That's very movie-like. Iveda really focuses on productivity, safety, and security, as you mentioned. We work with real organizations, from small shops that sell flowers to donut chains, jewelry stores, all the way to oil corporations and huge networks of multi-location facilities, and of course the government. So Charles, again, it's all about how the proprietor, right, the stakeholders choose and elect what their protocols are to be. But Iveda technology enhances what people are already doing. We speed up decision making. We help locate and identify certain anomalies where a business would need to restock situations, where there is a spill that would be causing danger. These are the sights or visions that a machine can see without requiring a human there all the time. So yeah, to your question, I don't know what happens over there in China and how they abuse, let's say, the technology, but it doesn't happen here in our enterprise and our government. We're all about making existing infrastructure smarter and more efficient. So yeah, I definitely like to focus on that because that's what we do every day.
Right. And to me, it seems like a genius idea to have AIs watching over cameras, being more efficient. And it only takes like one human error to put into jeopardy the security of your assets, whether we're talking financially or whether we're talking about like mass shootings, for example, have someone do massive damage to you and the loved ones that you're taking care of. So, what happened to the stock? It seems that it exploded in 2021, and yeah, it seems like that this company should explode. What's up with that?
I'm asking the same thing, Charles, and frankly, we are so busy and focused. Our team here at Iveda, we're excited every day to go in and execute and do what we do. We support our reseller and distribution channels here in the United States and abroad. Actually, we have been working with the Mexican military. We have agents in Mexico that are bringing us into accounts. So the stock, I wish it could do better. I think all of us who are public company CEOs always wish that our stock would really represent what we're doing and show our true value. But hey, I say worry about the fundamentals, take care of the customers, let's do our job, execute, and I think it'll auto correct itself. I don't understand the system, retail, institution. I hear about it. I'm a public company, but we're focused on what truly matters, and that's our business right now. So I believe the future is great. My concern is how do I train enough people quick enough, onboard them quick enough to tend to the market share that we're going to accumulate here in a short order of time. That's the excitement. How the stock plays, golly, let's move accordingly. But it doesn't affect us. We're busy.
Yet, is it frustrating to see the stock not follow your productivity output as a CEO and as a company because you decided to play that game in the end and to go public, right? So you must have some attachment to that because there's some CEOs that are like Elon, they're like, yeah, so what? The stock is out of control. There's some speculators. People are betting left and right. Some people are idiots and just don't know what they're investing in. Um, does it affect you to see that the stock is not moving the direction you want it to go?
Most certainly, Charles. It affects me big, because here's two sides of the story. Here I am having a wonderful meeting with our partners and customers, and we're all busy heading out into the field, worrying about shipping, worrying about getting things done in time. And then I get an email or a call, maybe from a shareholder, and I get that whole downer of, God, the stock sucks. Aren't you guys doing anything? And of course, it affects me physically and psychologically. That's where we leaders have to stay strong and focus on our business and our good people. We got to execute, and we're having a great time doing it. Yeah, it sucks. I'll use the word when I have to turn around and hear a shareholder kind of remind me that the stock sucks. I'm like, yes, I do hold the responsibility. You know what? We didn't get here without the help of our shareholders, especially our early shareholders. My goal and my only goal right now is to succeed as a business. And like I said, let's all succeed together. What people tend to forget is I hold the same stock. And I'll say it, it does affect me. It does suck because we work our butt off. And whatever this system is, I give thanks to it in helping us get here, because without it, it's a double-edged sword. Charles, without it, I wouldn't have had enough support in the early days to build the technology that we have today, right? So I'm thankful, but yet how it affects me, my gosh, here we are putting out a PO, invoicing people, and yet I turn around, people asking me, are you twiddling your thumbs, David? Come on, Charles, it sucks, bro.
Right.
you know?
And other than the big crystal you have behind you, how do you stay chill? How do you stay calm and ride these choppy seas as a CEO?
That's a very good question. Out of my 20 years experience in growing this company, I've seen the good, bad, and ugly. I've experienced it all. You ride it with humility. You learn that everything that comes at you is not indicative of your goals and where you're going. So all you got to do is stay strong and very disciplined to stick to the plan. And that's what I've learned over time is, man, if you got a plan, you're going to have a lot of opinions. You're going to have a lot of supporters, thank goodness, yet you're going to have a lot of naysayers because everybody has an opinion. You know that very well, right? In the US, Mexico, everybody's got something to say. But it is your job as the CEO to stay focused, stick to plan, and stay the path. That amethyst behind me, I'm a Vietnamese dude, right? I come from the Asian culture. One of my older uncles are saying, David, your office, this corner is corner of strength. You need something to collect it. So this was a gift that collects strength and prosperity. But I kind of cheated a little bit, Charles. I stuck a $20 bill in there to hope that it collects more $20 bills. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Love that. Right. And okay, now that yeah, you have your stuff together with stoicism mostly, as I can dissect it. What technical action items do you have on your calendar this year? What do you want to accomplish to make the company move forward?
Very good question. This year, the company, and thank you for asking me. I want this out. We work very hard in building the proper culture and the team in order to achieve our goals. My goal this year is to get to cash flow positive. It's that simple as that. Keep running. We've got a market that's calling on us. We've got a market that we must support everywhere from the United States, Egypt, Mexico, Philippines, Taiwan, Australia, Vietnam. How are we doing all of this? We have multi-million, even billion-dollar partners that we have to mobilize, Charles. It's one thing to say we have technology and we have good, it's so cool. I'm beyond that. Cool technology doesn't do you any good if you cannot get an application into the consumer's hand. If you're not using it, Charles, I'm not making money. So my goal is to get all the training, the mobilization, that's all coming together. That's already in the field. Now we just need to ramp and support this ramp effectively. This year alone into the next, the most exciting years ahead out of my 2 decades of building this company. I mean, it takes that long, overnight success in 20 years. Let's just call it that.
There you go. And what could be fun AI features that you could add? What happens once there's a danger spotted? Who do they alert? Is there a voice telling the intruder to get out of here? Are you linking this info to upgrade your database? What are features that are AI related that you plan on deploying to your customers this year?
Awesome. We're actually already hitting the field hard. And being from Oaxaca, I want to share with you something very exciting. You're probably familiar with America Móvil or Telmex and Claro, right? The Spanish companies,
Yeah.
Mexican companies. One of our largest partners, Charles, is Claro. Claro is Brazil, especially their strength is in the United States. Claro Enterprise Solutions, in partnership with them, we've already gone into schools. You'd be very proud. We're in the United States schools and universities. We're talking to plenty more. And when you talk about early detections, especially here in the States, I, again, here I'm bringing it up. It's guns, right? Weapons, the dangers of weapons on campuses, any campus. Early detection is key. What we are doing right now is leveraging existing cameras on these properties. You don't have to buy anything new. Our technology and software platform, Iveda AI, can see you, Charles, stepping out of your car with something that resembles a gun. The more the camera sees you, it's already sending the text to on-site security. And here in the US, there's private-public partnerships that already would send to police agencies. So we are truly early detection technology. It's about getting the warning and alert before the threat is on your property. That's key. That's key. And we're doing that today. We're deploying that right now.
Love that. That's pretty cool. And as a CEO, tell me about your day today. What time do you wake up? What are habits that you're nurturing to improve your output and your performances?
Wow, that's cool that you asked that. We normally don't talk about that every day. Well, I get up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. The alarm's at 5:30, but I still have to admit to folks, despite whatever books or self-help you read, I actually do snooze, but I snooze no later than 6 a.m., guys. And when I'm up, the routine is I do 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day, and I'm trying to do 100 squats, but I'm getting old. But I do 100 and 100, if you can believe it, as often as I can throughout the week. And then I hit right into the office, hit the Starbucks first, into the office. And I have a calendar. My calendar, thanks to my executive assistant, she's on it. My calendar is out 30 days. Serious. When I'm meeting with you, I am looking at red lines on my calendar here that I need to click on a Zoom with Charles Cormier, right? But at the end of the day, I follow a very stringent schedule. If it's not on your calendar, you're not going to get it done. And in the role that I play with offices in Taiwan and here and partner offices throughout the world, if I don't understand where my next half hour is, I'm not following that path. So you ask me how I stick to it, it's a regimen, it's a discipline. But yeah, eat a lot of soup. Vietnamese pho is my favorite if you haven't tried, and do a lot of push-ups. That's how you keep this clean and deal with the shareholders that, I don't blame them. They don't have the entire picture. But yeah, those downers, how do I get past that? Stay healthy. Stay healthy.
Who do you learn from nowadays?
Who do I learn from nowadays? Well, I have to share with you. I watch a lot of keynotes, right? To stay ahead of the game, you got to listen to the leaders, respect the leaders. Leaders as in technology. I respect all technology disciplines. I don't just stay and discriminate and just worry about mine and video. I listen to people in trucking. I listen to people in finance. I listen to people, especially now in my world, is NVIDIA CEO. So at this point in time, you listen to the leaders and what they're dreaming about next. And personally, I don't want to give my secrets away, but Charles, I listen to what the current multi-billion dollar, trillion dollar CEOs are dreaming about next. And then I bring it back to reality and say, what am I doing today that will trace that? And then I go, we're on the right track. I'm okay. If I get 1% of that, I'm going to do very well. So yeah, that's how I do it. I'm chasing the leaders, brother. I'm talking big time.
Yeah. Jensen Huang yesterday,
Yes, sir.
CEO of NVIDIA, what a great speech he gave yesterday. I'm also looking at your LinkedIn going on. So tell me about
Yeah.
drones and what would be the future of AI security.
Awesome. Thanks for bringing that up. We got in the drone not because we decided to say, "Hey, it's cool to have drones." We're video, big data, software guys. Why are we having drones in our portfolio? It's because of who we are meeting and negotiating with in the field. We're working with government agencies, municipalities, and private companies that need to extend their reach in both safety, security, and productivity. And we're seeing the desire to extend the human reach a lot quicker. And that's why we've gotten drones. Drone technology is frankly, an airplane, flight control software, and some cameras. If you want to just make technology straightforward, what Iveda is doing is taking all those components right now, and we're applying our experience of video capabilities and AI search technology. So I share that with you. Now you can imagine if I can fly something automatically, autonomously, and I can find anything you need me to find, you build a business around that for me. You see how cool that is?
Yeah, very cool. Well, David, thank you so much for coming on today. Where can people find out more about you and the company?
I would love for them to start at iveda.com, IVEDA.com. But in our world, anybody who's interested in the stock, it is a great buy, right, Charles? What the heck's going on at 60, 70 cents? Man, let's gobble it up. IVDA.